Hello everybody, welcome back to the latest edition of RC Fourbieman Custom Builds. Now, before we kick it off, I am going to come in front of the camera, but I just don't want you to be too shocked. Some things have happened and the last thing I'd want you to be would be alarmed. Alright. Pretty goddamn sexy. I'm gonna put these on. Hey, hey, look at me go. Custom builds. Got these couple sitting here, using that as an example. Two different types of truck, but basically out of the same brand or the same model. Now, when I do this, in no way am I being encouraged to like or dislike any particular brand. No one's paying me to promote their brand or anything like that. This is just purely my own sort of like look at things and the custom, you know, the concept of custom builds. And also in that same phrase, personalised builds. So there's a big grey area I'm going to assume between what a custom build is and what a personalised build is. Personalised build, you may add a whole heap of bits and pieces and sort of personalise it to your own taste. Also with the customisation, it might be building from the chassis rails up. Everyone's got their own interpretation of it, so it'll be however. This is yeah, the word customization is a very loose term that I'll use. So anyway, I'm not going to be promoting any particular brand. All rights to the people. I think I've contacted everybody, and all rights to the people whose photos and trucks that I've used to make this episode. All rights obviously to those. There's some incredible builds out there and some incredibly talented people, and we're going to have a look at a couple of those. So for example, now it doesn't matter really when it comes to customizing your particular RC car. It can be, like I said, right from the ground up, or you could just modify something that's out of the box. In the situation here, I'll use these ones here. Now this is RC four-wheel drive. Hello puss. So this is an RC four-wheel drive hard body. It's a short wheelbase. I think I'm trying to get that, hopefully I am. Now the trip carrier here that you'll see there, now that's actually made from two of those. So the front section of this trip carrier here is exactly the same as that one, but it's had another bum added on, and that's what's given it the opportunity to lean back here. That's what's given it the opportunity to turn it into a troop carrier. So we'll have a peer in there and we'll have a look later. So you've got a troop carrier or a short wheelbase, but they're basically made from exactly the same hard body. One example of the customization. So this troop carrier, I was able to pick it up. I think a chap called Ben, he was the one who was responsible for the initial manufacture of this, and yeah, did a really good job. So what I've got, it was my very first leaf sprung truck. Obviously I wanted to get into the leaf sprung world and more of the scale, but I've owned it for quite some time. However, I've really done nothing to it simply because I didn't know enough about it, so I didn't want to go in there and start meddling with things that I didn't know. However, as you would have seen in previous episodes, I've now got a TF2, which is the one that I've managed to play with and learn how to set it up. Yeah, so without further ado, what we'll do is we'll have a look at a few. Well, we might kick off with the RC four-wheel drive hard body, and we'll go and we'll have a look at a few different ways of modifying different trucks. It's just a bit of a look into it. I mean, in the customised world, it would be endless. There would be no way really that you could finish customising something, because there'd always be something else that you'd want to add to it. So this is just going to be a general, overall look at what some people, quite talented people, what they can do with your everyday RC car, whether it's personalised or customised. All right, let's go and have a look at this. We'll check it out, and yeah, let's get yourselves comfortable, get yourself a drink. Let's go for the ride. And the RC 4-drive Land Cruiser Shorty hardbody. Great looking scale truck. They've got great details. You can see a couple of different versions of it, different pinstripes, different coloured roofs. Sometimes, but in the aspect of the roof, it can get a little heavy. So if you wanted to go beyond scale trailing to getting into rock crawling, some people actually remove the roof. You can see that on there with the chrome bumpers. Different setup to the others. However, removing the roof does allow you to get into a better, sort of position to be able to rock crawl. You see this one here is the beginning of a roll cage going in. You see it bracing around the windscreen. Very important if the roof comes off to brace your windscreen, because that's if you tip it over. But yeah, you can see here where it's been, modified. Once the roll bar's finished, it'll be an open body. You can also put, the wider tyres on it as well, sort of like beef it up. You see this one here's had the doors removed as well as the roof taken off. Once again, it's got the roll bar supports across to the windscreen, but yeah, this one's part the way through. You can still have your detailed look with your carriers on the back, but yeah, a little bit of work to go in regards to removing the doors, but it'll be an awesome little project once this one's finished. And the RC4 drive, as I mentioned earlier on, yeah, I've got the troop carrier which is coming, which is built out of 2. This is really going to be an awesome truck, and I was a little tiny bit excited when this one came into my RC family. I sort of wanted something like this, and the opportunity arose, and yeah, I was a little bit happy. That's yeah, that's going to be an awesome one once it's up and running. See the bull bar there on the front there. I've just begun to make a few little parts for that particular one. It's when it comes to bar work, there's just so many things. You'll see different versions here with these exoskeletons. There's that roll bar again that I was mentioning. It's part the way through. When it comes to bar work, there's sort of so many different things you can do. You can buy accessories like the little exhaust tips. Have them either on your 4-wheel drives or your drift cars hanging out the back. And when it comes to accessories, everything from bull bars, winches, spotlights, aerials, D-shackles. It's just sort of if it's on a real car, you can basically get it scaled. There's another shot of the bull bar that I was making. I tried it on a few different trucks actually, just to see sort of how it looked. But the bar work, like this, would be an interesting style to have a go at. A lot of work. A lot of the rear bar work, you see there, that's quite popular, keeps the weight down. There's that bar again, just mounted up on the Power Wagon. I was sort of curious to see how it'd look. There's a few different styles, but yeah, it was interesting to just see how it goes. Now, when it comes to Lexan bodies, like the plastic sort of like ones, you'll remember back a few episodes ago where I got together with Matt Evans from Lighthouse RC, and we weathered an MST. You see it here, you can see the front part's had the powder, the rear section hasn't. Yeah, basically made it look like it had been sitting out in the sun for 40 years. It's going to be quite an interesting build, this one. I've got the tray to go with it as well, but yeah, when it comes to the personalisation or the customisation, there's just so many places, so many things you can do. It's hard to cover everything, but this will definitely be an interesting build by the time it's finished. I want it to look like just an original Land Cruiser, with the tray, with the drop-down side tray, and everything original, nothing super duper. And I think it's going to come together quite well. It's really going to look special. And there's different aspects. Now, some people, this one here, the photos don't do it justice. This is the sound truck, a friend of mine. It's a candy apple red marble paintwork. But
the reason I've put this in here is the interior, the music system, then the interior. You can see here with the racing harnesses in the front. But in the back of this, there is 8 subs. Yep, that's right, 8 subs. And with every sub, there's also the amp. So you'll see this thing here, the last time I saw it, it was pumping out AC/DC. And gee whiz, it's just a piece of art. So when it comes to customization, there's just about every avenue is covered. Yeah. Now the Willys Jeep, the Rock Hobby Willys Jeep. Now these things are awesomely scaled right from where to go. If you just wanted something that was scaled straight out of the box, this has got everything. It's got the scale, it's got the lights, it's got the accessories, and it's got the capabilities of being an awesome bloody four-wheel drive. I do tend to put little men into the open cage ones, into the open body ones, because they do tend to look a bit weird just driving around without someone sitting in it. That's just a personal choice. And if you really want to get into it, well, you can beef it up and put a big set of fats on it. Fats on the Jeep. It just suits it. It'll increase its crawlability, although it crawls quite well on the narrow tyres, let me say. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, quite an interesting scale little truck. And yeah, like I said, you can put big fat tyres on these, and that'll just definitely improve the drivability of it, and it looks tough as well. You might have a look, see at a couple. There we go. You can just see, yeah. I mean, these things crawl awesome with the narrow tyres. Now, tyres. All of these crawlers, you've got to have wheels and tyres. Now, the wheel tyre combos, the rims that are available, the brands of tyres, it is basically another one of those endless ideas. All these rims are basically bead locked, just like you have in the real world. So the tyres locked onto the rim with the locking bead rim, and these on a 1/10 scale, even down to 1/24th, they're all rigid edge. The whole lot, the ring, all those little bolts are actually doing what they would do in the real world. The brands of tyres, you can get the everything from the BF Goodrich to Mickey Thompson's to the Mudslingers. Actually, that looks like might be a set of Mudslingers there. And the rims, like a lot of times nowadays, they used to be just sort of like basic rims or punched out of steel. Nowadays, it's like little mini CNC machined rims, as you can see here. There's just countless styles and countless types. There's some really nice chromy ones there. And I think we've got a few different like billet alloy ones coming up as well. I mean, obviously there's a brass weight there. Sometimes the wheels are weighted with brass, but yeah, it's just like I said before. It's just an endless supply of different ideas, different concepts. Those look like the original style that you have, the original standard. Look at those, just absolutely beautiful rims, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, white leather tyres. Look at that. That's absolutely grand. Absolutely grand. Weighing them up, I do believe that's a bit of a thing too when it comes to weighted tyres. These are the ones I have on the green Jeep. They're weighted. Yeah, centre lines. Got those ones there on the Bomber. But yeah, as I said before, there's just countless combinations. All different rims and tyres put different looks onto your vehicles. So, yep, it just depends on what you've got, what sort of suits the build that you're doing, and yeah, then go from there. These ones here, beautiful CNC machined wheels. When it comes to tyres, you can have everything from the narrow standard tyres to the big mudslingers. That'll give you an idea of the comparisons. But yeah, once again, if you've got it in the real world, well, you've basically got it here in the hobby world as well. Yeah, truly amazing. And yeah, and they perform pretty well much like they do in the real world. Now, trailers, that's another concept when it comes to, they're pretty handy to have. You got your normal sort of car trailer, then you got people who build custom car trailers. You'll see this one here is just a bought off the shelf, but it allows me the chance to be able to transport things around. Sometimes if it's a big run down to somewhere far away, we'll hook up another little trailer on the back. Trailers are sort of very important because you got the situation where if you don't want to be carrying things, 400, 500 metres down to where you're going, a trailer's handy to have to pull things around. Also, if you have, a sort of like an unfortunate situation, well, you sort of don't want to be lugging, a trailer back up. You see here now there's a customised one motorcycle trailer here, sort of like everything from box trailers to customised bike trailers. Then you've got your camper trailers. One there's got a rooftop can on top as well as the bike in there as well. And these are all custom built. Just absolute beautiful work, you know what I mean? And it, like when you look at it, they just basically look like the real deal. Sometimes going down to somewhere you might want to take 2 trucks down. So trailers are pretty important. So you're not carrying things, loading up your trailer. Obviously, it's just like the real world. Chain things on, have things all sort of like set up so you're able to get yourself. And you don't want to be carrying out something when it breaks.
Wow, there's some nice gear there. Really nice build, some very talented guys. Now before we go and chuck a couple of these on the ground to get a bit of trail footage, just want to have a word from our sponsor, me. It's the same old thing. If you're out there and you're having a bit of a difficult time with it, I want you to reach out. I don't want you to struggle on your own. It's just harder than it has to be. So as I definitely promote, it's important to get the best mental health that you can possibly get. Sometimes you might have to reach out to somebody for a bit of assistance. If you're doing it tough, it's easier if you share the burden with a friend or family member or someone that you can, open up to. There's organisations, even if you're unsure or you're a bit, hesitant to talk to a family member or a friend because you might feel a bit uncomfortable. That's okay. That's normal. But there's a lot of good organisations out there as well. So I want you to reach out. I want you to promise me that you'll reach out to one of those. That's the most important thing. Once you start lightening the load, it will get easier. The more you try, the more things you give a go, the more things that you attempt to help, you'll work out what works and what won't. But the most positive thing is to just keep, sort of focused. Getting back, if you're not your old self, well, you can get back to your old self. I'm proof of that. That's my message to you out there. If you're struggling, if you're having a difficult time, if you're suffering from depression or anxiety, it's important that you reach out. Promise me that you'll do that. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm do what I do. It's really, really important to me. Anyway, so we might go and have a look, see what a couple of these go like, and we'll try the green Jeep, the one that we've still haven't really gotten dirty. It's got dirty wheels on it because they come off my Hilux. Yeah, but anyway, let's go and check it out, see how it goes. We'll go from there. Check this out.
Skeleton J2, custom build I did a few years ago. We've got a fully built axial gearbox, AR44 3-piece axles, full custom chassis from GCM Racing over in Canada, 2-door Jeep body with old Jimi Hendrix, a few scale details, and yeah, absolute weapon of a rig.
Yep, it certainly is. And the wheels, they're Boom Racing wheels, they're the set to put together. And I think the wheel tyre combo just absolutely suited it, Brian.
Absolutely spot on.
What a build, mate. Well done.
We have the autobiography, Jalunde 2. We've got aftermarket rear bar, custom roof rack, basic wheels and tyres, and fairly standard build. Standard truck underneath, just a couple of scale accessories, and she's good to go.
And you've got a front bar coming for that soon, haven't you?
Yes, I've got a tube front bar with a high mount winch.
Yep.
And hopefully a new tyre carrier sometime soon.
Nice. And at the moment, got a horsefly checking out your number plate. So he'll have to do to absorb it. Yeah, no. Another one. Oh, that's also got Ruthie's signature on the side.
Yeah, got old Ruthie to sign it at the Land Cruiser show.
Yeah, love it. That's cool. Yeah, another nice build, mate. Awesome.
you're back. What do you think of that? That thing drives unbelievable. That's I'm really impressed with that. It's a great build. Brian explained a bit what went into it. It was a little while ago that he built it, and then I bought it off him a little while ago. That's my wife's, in the real world, that's sort of her favourite car, so couldn't afford to get rid of the real one, so yeah, got the RC one instead. Anyway, it was great to finally give it a try, and yeah, drove great, looks great, yeah. So the scale looked, the scale look. It's yeah, I'm getting more and more impressed with the more I see. I really hope that you enjoyed my attempt at showing you a little bit of custom personalisation, in the RC game. There's obviously so much to it that you'd never be able to cover it all. But I hope you have enjoyed what I've been able to show you so far. I've certainly enjoyed making it. It's been great. All right, this has been a great episode. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. I really enjoyed making it. If you liked it, hit the like button. The more people hit the like button, the more it spreads, and the more the algorithm and all that. I know I sound like a pain in the ass when I say press the like button. Anyway, but press the like button if you liked it. It gives me a buzz, but it also helps. It really helps. Now, is there things out there that you would perhaps like me to try and do? Like, if the opportunity comes along and I find a nice custom truck, I've sort of thought maybe I could just do a bit of a, like when I see something that's, wow, out of the ordinary, I might try and do a bit of an expose with the permission of whoever it is that owns it, so I can sort of show it off a little bit, and we can just keep seeing more and more of what people are doing out there. So if that's the kind of thing you'd like to see or something, or you've got other things that you'd like me to do, put it in the comments. Yeah, put it in the comments. Yeah, let me know if there's something that you'd like to see me try, or there's another thing you think, geez, it'd be great if you had a go at covering this. Yeah, put it in the comments. Love to read them. Yeah, I'll get the odd comment here and there, and it's great. So, all right. And if you're new to this and you've only just arrived here and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, there's plenty more to come. This is hopefully going to be a better year than last year. Last year I was good. Managed to get out to a few places, met a lot of good people. It was really great. So I'm hoping this year we can continue that trend. Get up to the Glasshouse Mountains here in Queensland, Australia. That'll be a beauty, and do a few more trips back over to the south side of Brisbane, over to Ipswich way, Mount Cootha, Cedar Creek, places like that. So, all right. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. You guys have a fantastic day for the rest of your day. Stay safe. Love you guys, and yeah, don't forget to sing out if you're having a bit of a difficult time of it. This is going to be the most important year for that. All right. Until next time, RC Fourbieman. Love you guys.